know, Santa Claus don't get the praise. You have to go through and do the hard work.
Especially if you're in them type of situations, they mommy is say, your daddy ish. You want me to give my praises to Santa Claus?
Yo, it's Dyson Knight, and this is episode 15 of the Sup'm Show. Question is Jesus more popular than Santa Claus during Christmas time? So let's attack the elephant in the room. I'm very conscious because I recently got my teeth done, and I recently cracked it again. I was eating fish. I was having fish, like how Jesus spread the fish, two fish and 5 loaves of bread. Why everyone, like, especially, I could just be straight, especially Christians. A lot of Christians, like, expecting gifts. Like, being Christian means that they are actually baby Jesus. And because there's baby Jesus now, they should get gifts. I ain't too sure if Jesus actually celebrated Christmas. If we talking about, we celebrating Jesus' birthday, okay, then we should be giving Jesus gifts. Why we giving other people gifts? If they ain't Jesus, and it's Jesus' birthday. And Jesus' birthday wasn't even in December. So why we don't celebrate the actual day, or even the time? Like, what type of disrespect is it for you to celebrate somebody's birthday months after the day? Christmas has become commercialized, and the celebration of Christ Mass was intertwined with a very pagan celebration. Yeah, and then the word pagan isn't what people chop it up to be. I grew up being taught that, if you pagan, you bad. That's pagan. It just means people that are a more modest lifestyle, like the farmers and them type people. They were considered pagan. I guess it was derogatory, meaning, they are lower lives. Like, they wasn't the kings and queens and duchess and noblemen and this and that, and they didn't have no titles and stuff like that. So they were like lesser. Crazy. Let me show you how these do new things. I take the sticker off this china. Boy, if my mommy see me, she's watched your show. Are you using your good china because it's Christmas?
JP is more popular on Christmas. That's what I can't tell me say, he can't be on camera, but he'll be in the comment section. So I just want him to know, if you get too out of hand, bro, we just block you.
You about this Christmas life? Because I ain't been on Christmas run for a little while. I ain't gonna lie.
Not really.
You can't have two anti-Christmas people on you.
I wouldn't say anti-Christmas. I'll say anti-festivals that go on during Christmas.
Okay. Yeah, we can list a couple of them. I had a Google question. I was trying to figure out if Jesus celebrated Christmas. Stupid question, right? So I said it's rhetorical because it was impossible for Jesus to celebrate Christmas. He probably celebrated his birthday. Jesus celebrated, I wonder how his birthday parties used to be. And if he celebrated his birthday, like, how did he celebrate his birthday? If Jesus had a special way of celebrating his birthday, he should be honoring that. Like, after somebody passes, like, if we always get together and do a certain thing, sing a certain song.
Yeah.
I wonder if he used to, like, have Mariah Carey on repeat at his birthday party.
In my opinion, and I say this a lot to my family and everything, somehow, some way, Christmas is just, nowadays, Christmas is just a way to spend more money, for me at least, and for corporations and companies to capitalize on, the season of giving to up their profits. So, that's what it's about.
I think for the most part, JP, everyone knows that and accepts that, but they ignore that. Like the obvious ignorance of the fact that your main thing about Christmas is buying gifts, especially for the people who you believe are going to be buying a gift for you. And that's the focus. Like, you don't go around and saying, "Oh, Jesus was born. Let's be happy." And what is this whole buying a gift for one another and being disappointed that you didn't get the gift you asked for, or being disappointed that your gift was cheap?
Speaking on being disappointed, bro, a close friend of mine over here, he said to me that Christmas is one of the most stressful day of the year for him. Yeah.
Wow.
And I says, why? He says, because according to other people, they put certain expectations on him to come through gift-wise during Christmas. His family expect him to be, do certain things.
Yeah.
A certain way.
Yeah.
And me, like, bro, my attitude towards all that, bro, if you can't accept me for what I am, the hell with everybody. But that's just me.
But it's so it's so hard on parents though, JP. Like I find like it's extremely difficult on parents because you got other kids getting gifts, and then your children, like if you don't celebrate Christmas, you ain't about buying them no gifts. They have to watch everybody, all this excitement of getting the new Xbox and getting the new bicycle and the new Jordans and all these new things, for Christmas. And your kids like, my daddy don't celebrate Christmas, so I ain't getting nothing for Christmas. You get them the day before, the day after, but if they don't have a gift under the tree to open, like you kind of feel automatic like you was a bad parent, like you ain't doing justice to your children. And then if you like, from I had kids, I was like, but my kids ain't praising no Santa Claus for no gift I buy them. And no, Santa Claus don't exist. And then their mom was like,
Santa Claus don't get the praise that you have to go through and do the hard work.
Especially if you in them type of situations when they mommy is say your daddy ain't you want me to give my praises to Santa Claus? But I don't know where he come from. I remember when I started seeing black Santas all over the place, I was like, all right, cool. But now I'm like, no, buddy, no. All you trying to tell me is that enough black people wasn't buying presents during Christmas time.
Oh,
That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get more black people to spend money during Christmas. So you're trying to like welcome us to say, oh, Santa Claus could possibly be black. Black Santa Claus in Macy's, like the big popular location. You stateside when you go into the big malls and you in these huge malls and stuff like that.
Not anymore.
Seeing...
Not anymore. But let me tell you something, bro. For the past, I want to say, solid 3 to 5 years, ain't nobody in the sun like that, bro. Like you'll go in these malls, ain't around like that, bro.
I know popular TV series sites and movie sites like Netflix. You go on them now and you see a whole slew of newly released or re-released Christmas shows. And Christmas is big business. Like I mentioned Mariah Carey and probably one of those other lives that got knocked off. I think they knocked them off because of the poll, the ruckus. Because I was putting up a poll that says, who's more popular during Christmas time, Jesus or Santa Claus? Like, Kent, I'd like to know how you feel. Like, who do you think is more popular? Who do you think is more popular, JP? Jesus or Santa Claus during Christmas time?
Most definitely to the heathenistic world, Santa Claus.
I give it to Santa Claus hands down.
Hands down. Not right.
Hands down.
But it is what it is. Santa Claus. I was discussing this with my mom the other day. You ever notice any real holiday or any real season that concentrates on the true meaning? There's a mascot to take you away from what the true meaning is. For Easter, there's the bunny. For Thanksgiving, there's the turkey. For Christmas, there's Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying? And each one of those, now we ain't talking about Halloween. No, Halloween ain't really whatever. But all those particular holidays I mentioned right there, they have a mascot in its place to take away from the true meaning.
Man, Ken, like you always like when we used to spend weekends at your house playing Nintendo from like until the wee hours in the morning, right?
Yep.
Trying to flip over Mario Brothers, right? Because Bowser wouldn't leave the princess alone, right?
Sit straight, go ahead.
Who buy your Nintendo? You didn't think Santa Claus give you that Nintendo, Kent? I mean, real talk. Like,
hey, you want me on
from what I remember at Kent's house, it used to feel like Christmas a lot in there.
You want me to answer that for you? Yeah, you think Santa Claus buy that?
I know he thinks Santa Claus buy a Nintendo, but come on, Kent.
Stop it. He tried to act like Brian knew like he wasn't down with Santa Claus at one point.
I think I wrote Santa a letter before. When I
never did that shit.
Young.
You on
never
yourself,
wrote Santa a letter?
You on your own with that one, bro.
I know for sure that my mom is big on Christmas. And the mother of my kids, especially the mother of my 3 kids, she always wanted me to keep this fantasy of Santa Claus because she thought it was, the innocence and the this and the that. I get it, but I witnessed something today and it turned me, but I ready to pull my 3-year-old out of school. Let me show y'all why. It's holiday season, plenty of people traveling, right? If I go on to the airport, line to get to departures, it's in Nassau.
Okay.
Line to the roundabout now. So I cut through the parking lot because I know if you go straight to the parking lot, you in there for a couple of minutes and seeing they just let you straight out.
Yeah.
out the gate. But I get jumped to the part about my daughter and wanting to take my daughter out of school. The Christmas production in my house every year, written and directed by Audrey Wright. We rehearse from September. Yeah, it's all about Christmas things. Somebody probably dressed up as Santa Claus in that too, can't. But anyway, I cut through the parking lot, get to the exit part. There's a line to get out. So I know I used to work by the airport, about 5 minutes you could stay in the lot before they thing up. So I take a picture of the situation, show the line, so I could show the people at the gate. I could just go on by my business, right?
Yeah.
Give me the hardest time, boy. And like this new Dyson Knight, like he ain't having it, boy. Like bro, I ain't having it at all. Like you ain't taking advantage of me for nothing.
Not even a little bit.
It's only $2.05, you know. But I hot because they was rude. Mm-hmm. It was how they approached the situation that really turned me off and make me combative. This time my 3-year-old inside the car telling me, and that's why I want to take out of school. No, Daddy, you're supposed to be nice. You're supposed to be polite. You're supposed to be gentle. Don't row them. Don't do this. Don't do that. And it's like, my dear child, you are so sweet. You are so sweet. But I'm going to demonstrate to you that you are not to be a pushover. Mm-hmm. You don't allow that sweetness and that niceness to allow people to be disgusting towards you. Absolutely. They can tell you facts. Okay, you here, and it's just the policy. This is what we have to do. It's $2.05. I'm very sorry that there's a line today and all this other type stuff. All right, cool. See the $2.05. They got my business. Y'all have a nice day. Merry Christmas, right? But no, they won't give me how to do it. So I had to. By the time as I was finished with them, my 3-year-old was chanting. She's like, "Yes, Daddy, you're right, Daddy."
You are to assert your assertiveness.
Yeah, you're right, Daddy. You tell them, Daddy, because now the dude who decided to take me on, he was eating humble pie because I showed him where they was wrong. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I could post about it. I could post about it to give the whole story because I already write the whole thing down. And I tell him I was gonna write the whole thing down and complain because that's my holiday spirit. My holiday spirit is to don't put up with no foolishness.
You see?
You see? Anyway, back to this Christmas situation. You feel we doing a disservice to children by allowing them to get wrapped up in this fantasy? Like, what is the purpose of giving this? That's not the festive spirit. Boy, I was festive today. I was very feisty. Oh, is it feisty in the same thing as festive? Oh, well, my bad. My bad. Yeah, I see. I did not be a hypocrite with my opposition to Christmas because I have Christmas songs, right? I have a song called "Celebrate the Seasons," and the hook is "Give some love, get peace of mind. Let's come together. It's Christmas time. Forgive your brother, spread joy, be kind. It's Christmas time," right? Because in my mind, and in a lot of things that I do, like I'm not just bashing Christmas.
Right.
I'm trying to rearrange the focus to make it a bit more substantial and meaningful to real life, to what we live in, to what we actually going through. You feel me? Because I believe that's one of the responsibilities of being a creator, a writer, a producer, someone that gives the world things that they actually latch on to, because it does very well during Christmas time. I have a few other Christmas songs that have some embedded meaning that is deeper than just Santa Claus and Jesus, for that matter. It's the relationship between human beings. That's important because that's what Jesus was about. Mm-hmm. Relationships between human beings. Divert the attention from the interaction between me and Juan to say, oh, Dyson gave Juan a Christmas gift because it's the Christmas season. Mm-hmm. Oh, Santa Claus give you this gift or you get a gift for me, I get a gift for you. What is this gift giving competition? What is this all about?
You beat me to the word. I was just about to say that same thing. Gift giving competition. Go ahead. I was just about to say that, bro.
Real talk. Like, what is this gift giving competition all about? Mm-hmm. And how, okay, let's revert. Let's look at it from the perspective of Jesus's birth, right? Yeah. Because my daughter did a play, Christmas play, and had the kids bring out the little baby Jesus and all this other type stuff, Okay, fine. They had the three kings bring the gifts, right? And they were all, I guess, expensive gifts, right? According to the story. But they were all different. They were all different gifts. Do you feel as though that in itself was a competition? Like, I'm going to make Jesus Christ, the Savior of man, more lenient to saving the East, because I'm the king of the East and I bring the gold and the myrrh or whatever. I'm the king from the South.
Yeah. And I bring this
so I could bring him
and copper.
Yeah. Yeah. Who you could be down with?
I don't even think it was no form of competition at all, because back in those days, if you're a king or whatever, you just represent you. You bring what you have. And I don't think all three of those kings coordinated before they raised the major.
Right.
He ain't called him and be like, listen, buddy, I go into the major.
Send a pigeon and say, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So they all show up with whatever they had or whatever they could bring personally with themselves. I don't know if he wasn't there. I don't know if they had servants to bring, bags and packages of stuff on camelback or whatever. But I don't think it was. That wasn't even. I don't even think that was even the reason for it. They just brought to show respect, whatever they had, whatever represent them for whatever kingdom they was from. That's it. We modern day people put that spin on things.
And I trying to think, because if that's where the gift giving comes from, then why is it like Christmas? Wouldn't that be more like a Christmas shower? Wouldn't it be like a baby shower?
But Jesus really born on the 25th?
No, babe. Nowhere near. I think 2 months before that.
So why do we celebrate on the 25th?
I don't know, because that's when people get their Christmas bonus. Explain to me, what is a Christmas sale?
You want to know something? No. Watch me show this one you right now. In the Latin culture, they celebrate Christmas on the 24th
of December.
Yes.
Why?
On the 25th, nothing goes on.
Oh, they just chill.
Yeah. What they do is they're different from our culture. They bring in the 25th. That makes sense?
They
bring in the 25th, and on the 25th, they relax and rest.
Well, we kind of do that because from the minute you wake up, you open the gifts and then you spend the rest of the day eating and jamming and things like that. So it's kind of similar. Let's see, why is Christmas celebrated on the 25th of December? This whole page look Christmas.
It's nothing to do with Jesus, by the way.
December, Christmas is celebrated to remember the birth of Jesus Christ, who Christians believe is the Son of God. The name Christmas comes from the Mass of Christ, or Jesus. A Mass service, which is sometimes called communion or Eucharist, is where Christians remember that Jesus died and then came back to life. Okay, so it mixed in with Easter. The Christ Mass service was the only one that was allowed to take place after sunset and before sunrise the next day. So people had it at midnight. So we get the name Christ Mass shortened to Christmas. Christmas is now celebrated by people around the world, whether they are Christians or not. It's the time when family. So that line, I'm going to stick on that just for a sec. So Christmas is now celebrated by people all around the world, whether they are Christians or not. So Christmas is now, in that sense, it's kind of like claimed as being a Christian event, right? So we'll move on and see what's happening here. It's a time of family, friends, blah, 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 blah. People, and especially children, also like Christmas, and it's a time when you give and receive presents. The date of Christmas. No one knows the real birthday of Jesus. No date is given in the Bible. So why do we celebrate it on 25th December? The early Christians certainly had many arguments as to when it should be celebrated. Also, the birth of Jesus probably didn't happen in the year 1, but slightly earlier, somewhere between 2 BCE BC and 7 BCE BC, possibly in 4 BCE BC. There isn't a 0. The years go from 1 to BCE, BCE to 1. All right. The first recorded date of Christmas being celebrated on December 25th was in 336, during the time of the Roman Emperor Constantine. He was the first Christian Roman Empire, and that's a big story as to how he even got Christian. But anyway, he got Christian. As I understand, he got Christian just to win the war. Like he needed people to win it's bottled. So he figure, you know,
This the way I gonna do it.
right. All right, but it was not an official Roman state festival at this time. However, there are many different traditions and theories as to why Christmas is celebrated on December 25th. A very early Christian tradition said that this the day that when Mary was told that she would have a very special baby. Jesus, called the Annunciation, was on March 25th. And it's still celebrated today on the 25th of March, the Annunciation. 9 months after 25th of March is the 25th of December. March 25th is also the day some early Christians thought the world had been made. And also the day that Jesus died on when he was an adult, and they thought that Jesus was conceived and had died on the same day of the year. The day was chosen as it was near the March vernal equinox, when the date and night are of equal length in March. There's a lot of talk about March. Jesus died on Nisan 14 in the Jewish calendar, the date of the Jewish festival of Passover. The Jewish calendar is lunar, based on the moon, rather than fixed dates. And so it moves around with dates on the Gregorian calendar. Saint Ephrem, the Syrian from 306 to 373, taught that Jesus was conceived on Nisan 10. So March 25th became a fixed date in the Gregorian calendar to mark these movable dates on the Jewish calendar. Getting into a lot of stuff. But the winter solstice, okay, the winter solstice is the day where there is the shortest time between the sun rising and the sun setting. It happens on December 25th or 22nd in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, this time is the summer solstice, and the winter solstice happens in late June. Okay, what are we talking about? To Christians, they call them pre-Christians, pagans. I like pre-Christians, okay, before Christians. Pagans. This meant that they knew that the days would start getting lighter and longer, and the nights would become shorter, making a change in the seasons. To celebrate, people had a midwinter festival to celebrate the sun winning over the darkness of winter. At this time, animals which had been kept for food were also often killed to save having to feed them all through the winter. And some drinks which had been brewing since the autumn harvest would also be ready to drink. So it was a good time to have a celebration with things to eat and drink before the rest of the winter happened. We still have New Year's celebrations near this time now. In Scandinavia and some other parts of Northern Europe, the time around the winter solstice is known as Yule. Okay? Although the word Yule only seems to date about the year 300. In Eastern Europe, the midwinter festival is called Coleta. Yeah. All right, so I'm not going to go through this whole thing. I'm reading from whychristmas.com. If anybody want to go and check that out, that's whychristmas.com. And what they're saying now, they're getting into the pagan side of why there's a celebration around this time. They're only talking about eating plenty food and drinking plenty rum. It had nothing to do with Jesus, but that sounds a lot more like what we do now.
Yeah.
Sounds like the Christmas celebration, and it had nothing to do with Jesus. Jesus's party sounds like a business in March, because they don't know when he was born, but they claim to know that he was announced March 25th and that he died March 25th. But people was partying around this change of season for a purpose, and that, to me, because that pretty much takes me to where I wanted to conclude this whole talk, even though it just a couple minutes earlier than when we conclude. My whole thing, even with Junkanoo, even with the carnival, my thing is, what is the purpose of this celebration? Why are we doing it? Why does my life, does my life have purpose? Does it have a reason, bro? You see what I'm saying? Or am I just out there spending money just because I have money to spend, or buying gifts just because everybody else doing it? Like, what is the purpose? And for me,
I do it for both.
Yeah, you do it for both?
No, I say I think it's a little of both. For me personally, when Christmas come around, I never was the one to go above and beyond just because it's Christmas. Doing it for that reason does not really have anything to do with Christmas. Like what? Why then? Why
That's my thing, man.
not? Why not in September? Why December? Mhm.
Romans kind of changed the dates up a little
Yeah.
bit, and introduced. Is it August, and it's a couple of months they had introduced later on, and then it kind of like extended, and then they say, okay, that's why Christmas isn't at the time that Jesus was born on. It's kind of pushed back a couple of months. All sorts of reasons, but what I just read now about pagan, the pre-Christians, and why they were doing it, they had purpose. Like, we don't want to have to feed these animals when there's already a food shortage, so we're gonna slaughter them and start over. We slaughter them. We're gonna eat them. We're not gonna waste them. We're gonna eat them, and all of this liquor that we was doing. And liquor wasn't just because they wanted to get drunk. It was safer to drink rum than it was to drink water back then. See what I'm saying? Water would always be tainted.
What a time to be born. What a time to be born.
Yeah, it wasn't clean. So they would drink beer. They would make champagne. They would make wine. That's why Jesus turned the water into wine. Like, a lot of people don't get into these type things. Because it was literally safer to drink
wine than it is to drink water back in the day. Wherever you buy your bottled water from, they didn't have that. Wait for Juan to pop back in. Wait for Kent to chime in. I mean, Kent he's at a caroling, and it gives people things to do. A purpose to bond, fellowship. I believe in fellowship. I believe in bonding. I believe in
hanging out. That's a part of society's building itself by
Boy, I tell you, boy.
they don't like this
This
conversation.
connection is ass today.
They don't like it, but it's all good.
Yeah.
I think I talk probably because I read that thing. I feel like I talk plenty, bro. So you give us some parting words. We can make this one short.
Yeah, might as well. Well, for me personally, Christmas should be about family. It shouldn't be
Saying that.
concentrated too much on the giving side of things. What's the giving side of things? That's superficial. If the only reason you look towards Christmas or any other holiday, as a matter of fact, just to receive gifts, I think you're celebrating it for the wrong reasons. It's okay to receive those things. As humans, we all like to be surprised. We all like to, get things unexpected, or when we get something, rather, it makes us feel appreciated. I get that. But
Yeah.
the problem happens when we move into the realm of competing for who can do what, who gets the best what. When that creeps into the equation, I feel as if now you're looking to the holidays or the day for a different reason. For every significant holiday, excluding Halloween, excluding Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving, which was mainly for the pilgrims,
Mhm.
there's a turkey to take away from the true meaning of what that particular holiday was created for. For
I don't even
Easter,
want to get started on Thanksgiving.
yeah,
Anyway.
for Easter, it's that darn bunny that don't even lay eggs. So I don't even know how that even makes sense. Bunnies don't lay eggs, period. Right? Think about that. No chickens now. A bunny. A bunny.
Some people even allergic to eggs, thing.
Right? Straight up. So, and then you get, Christmas, and you get this old white or black, whatever it may be, with a big old beard and a red goofy ass costume with reindeers fly through the sky that invade your house during the night. Don't come to my house, you will get shot in the middle of the night.
But-
to drop gifts. That's kind of creepy.
And now that you're talking about mascots, and I could be brave in my year in life, but
Go ahead, Mike.
for Christianity,
Yeah.
you have a white Jesus.
Don't get me started. Let me tell you something, bro. Can't always say. Can't say this before, like offline with me and him is talking. He say me and you one and the same. We just do things just slightly different, but one and the same. No chill. When it gets going, ain't no chill. So, like you say, the the security guard ain't here tonight. That's Kent.
Yeah,
So it's a wrap.
yeah, we way out there.
Yeah.
Like with John Canoe, for me, like people don't really know the purpose. Like a lot of people don't know why we celebrate John Canoe. They only know it's a competition, but it makes them feel good. And I believe in that too, bro. Like if you just doing it, if you just riding this horse because this horse is making you feel good, taking you to places where you could really, love yourself, then love yourself.
Jump on.
But don't force the fake on me. You bask in that.
Yeah.
Don't say I'm less of a person or this or that because I don't believe what you believe. And when all two of us know what you believe is fake, but you cool with it because you could say, well, it's really the meaning behind it. So it doesn't matter if this person looks like that or looks like that. I'm like, yes, it does. Because the minute Obama became president, a lot of black people stop complaining and saying, it's not possible. Because that used to be one of the biggest complaints. We've never had a black president. We've never had a black president. And Obama came in there and shut that down. Yeah. So yes, a black man could be president of the United States. Now what? So don't tell me.
On to the next complaint. That's what.
And there are children that only know a black president. Yep. Up until, for a very long time. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So as far as they're concerned, oh, you mean white people can be president too? Like that's their, because he got 2 terms. You can be 8 years old and only know a black president. And my thing is, it's important that people see that it's not about the color of your skin that makes you successful. Yep. It's not about the color of your skin that says who can give you gifts. It's not about the color of your skin to say who can love you. Or who is pure, because Jesus is supposed to be pure, and a man who never sinned. His only sin was birth, to be born into it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you grow up thinking that, okay, only nobody who looks like me can be perfect, then you don't even bother trying.
I do. You know what I tell people all the time, bro? To piggyback off of what you said. You got people nowadays in the world or wherever in today's society. They look for a savior so much, and they can come in so many different forms. But what people fail to realize, when you're expecting a savior so much, that's exactly when the devil pops up.
Bang. Yeah, because you're needy.
Because
you ain't lying.
And then when he pops up on the scene, right? You're so needy of a savior, and you don't even know that's the damn devil right in your face.
Yep.
Straight up and down, bro. I tell them about all the time, bro.
And sometimes he's come with permission.
That's it. That's it, bro.
He's got permission to tempt you.
I tell Kent, Kent, one of my other friends, I said, listen, how is it that people in Nassau, I can't speak for here, I can speak for what I know was going on there when I live on the island, and I'm going to speak for what I know is still going on now. How is it that people can come to the island, set up shop, right, on some religious mojo, jumbo, whatever you want to call it, right? On some, I blow on you and you pass out type shit, right? You see this over and over, my boy. You know what I'm saying? But if you still show up there, sign over your deeds to the reverend or whatever the hell you want to call them, okay? You see them take everybody for their money, right? Get found out. Get kicked off the island, and in 6 months, you allow someone else to come back and do the same exact thing, bro. That's fucking preposterous, bro.
Well,
that's crazy.
That's just how I see a lot of things.
Are you that much in the need of saving that you can't stand on your own too? Or is it that you believe that much in a man or woman to save you? That is incredible, bro.
Yeah.
I can't wrap my head around that, bro. I cannot.
Yeah, it does way more damage than it's done good. For
Absolutely.
all races, it's damaging. For people who walk into a room who look exactly like Superman, per se. I'll just try to switch it from Jesus. You look just like Superman. And then you have this air about you. You'd be a very nice person. But as far as what you know and what you believe, You look like Superman. You talk like Superman. The only thing you can't do is fly, but I could drink enough liquor and make sure I could lift this truck over my head. I know I could do it. But you act like Superman. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So as far as you concerned, you could go either way. You could be red Superman, or you could be, a Superman who just got back from the dead, or Superman who believes he could save everybody. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yeah.
But you have that in your mind because of your appearance and your
Mhm.
perception of what you
Yeah.
should do with that appearance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, bro, it's been another real one.
All right, so that was episode 15 of the Sup'm Show, where we were talking about Christmas, and the question was, who's more popular during Christmas? Is it Jesus or Santa Claus? And we went in deep. We didn't have the doctor on there to keep us in check, so Juan and I did get real jiggy. But it's all good. Next week Sunday is Christmas. We're still gonna pop on, check on everybody, see how y'all doing. And then the Sunday after that is New Year's. But we still gonna pop on and check on everybody, make sure, we'll toast to the brand new year, because we got a whole lot of brand new ideas for the show. So thank you for joining in. It's the Sup'm Show, where we talk it out to figure it out so we can work it out. Y'all be good. Stay safe. Peace. Yo, Dyson Knight. Apparently, I can't stop it whilst my finger is over. Whilst my finger is over the camera, it wouldn't let me press finish, but I'm done. Peace out, y'all. Be good.